So we're here in AIDA Bistro's wine room. We have 30 wines on tap. When we first started in the business, we opened the restaurant in December of 2010 with 8 wines tapped. And I thought, because it's a new concept, it's going to take a little bit of time to get it going. Well, 3 months later, we had 20 taps full, so we were tapped out. And 3 months after that, we added 10 more behind me, 4 whites and 6 reds. So the system is fairly simple, but at the same time, it has to be designed for wine. So we've had one question from customers as well as people asking about it, saying, hey, can I take my existing beer system and make it work? And the answer is no. The tubing is different. The infrastructure that we use is different. Everything has to be stainless steel or glass. You can't use copper, you can't use brass. The nice thing about wine is that it's fairly acidic. So from a pH perspective, it's not the same as beer that might have issues with lines and bacteria and sugars in the line. We take very good care to clean the lines on a regular basis because we don't want anything to cause the experience to be anything less than fantastic. So the nitrogen is taken out of the air. We have a nitrogenator that will take that, store it in a tank in the kitchen. We then send it back here to push the wine out. So the red lines are nitrogen and the white or red lines that you see are either the white wine or the red wine. We add about 22% CO2 to keep the wine fresh. When we first built the system, we didn't use CO2, but that was something that they said we needed to do. These kegs come from the winery. So you can see there's a whole different assortment of different types of kegs. You got the old Coke and Pepsi kegs. You got the beer kegs. You've got a recyclable keg, which is fairly new, which is very, very popular for wineries to be involved with, as is this one. So the most important thing about the product is that the winery fills it. It goes into what we call suspended animation because it doesn't get any oxygen until you actually put it in your glass and it starts oxidizing it. And it maintains its freshness from the very first to the last drop. Because wineries are now starting to become more comfortable with this, the number of people who are offering kegged wine has really grown almost exponentially for us. If I had 50 taps, I could do 50 wines. So we have a lot of wineries that are getting involved with it. I talked to a winemaker today who wants to do a pilot with us, a very, very big Napa producer of Cabernet who's been doing this for 30 or 40 years. Wants to do a pilot with us to do his Grenache and his Cabernet. So we have people very interested in getting started in this business to see how it works and operates. This room is temperature controlled. If you were in this room, you'd be a little cool right now. It's 58 degrees, humidity controlled, temperature controlled. 15 degrees centigrade is the best temperature to store wine. We take and serve our red wines at 58 degrees, cellar temperature. We cool down the white wines to 50 degrees because it should be enjoyed a little bit cooler. The best part about the experience is that, like I said earlier, is that, you know, if I have a medium rare steak, I want a medium rare steak. If I have a red wine, I want it at the right temperature. What's the difference? The difference is that we want to make certain that customers will get both. The great part about it is that as we expanded from 20 to 30, we had the ability with this built in, what I'll call like the flash cube opening that goes outside, to get people to look in here and say, this is a wine room. This is something different. You know, we put wine room on the outside so people can see it. And this is all empty. These are all going to a winery somewhere that's going to be filling it up, you know, sterilizing it, filling it up and sending it back to us. Our selection of wines covers most of the major varietals. If somebody likes Cabernet, they can try 2 or 3 Cabernets. If they like Pinot Noir, 2 or 3 Pinot Noirs. And so the nice part about our system is that it's set up to allow people to experiment, to try things. I like that one Pinot Noir better than the other, fantastic, buy a glass. Or better yet, I'm having a 3-course prefix that you're offering me tonight. I want to try 3 different wines. They can do 3 3-ounce pours, and they can try different wines with each course. They can try 3 wines with a course. They can pretty much roll their own. So we're not pretentious about wine. No more pretentious than we are about our proteins and our greens or anything else. We want people to try them.